Hello, I'm Joe Martin. Before I answered the call to full-time men's ministry, I served over 22 years as an award-winning educator, professional speaker, author, and educational consultant. I authored 12 books, hosted my own television talk show for students, and a radio talk show for teachers, traveled all across America, including 3 countries, helping teachers and students achieve more in the classroom. But at the height of my teaching and speaking career, I had what you would call a road to Damascus experience that forever changed my life. See, up until that moment in my life, I was considered highly successful, considering the fact that I grew up in one of the toughest ghettos in Miami, Florida, in a place called Liberty City. My mother was only 16 years old when she gave birth to me. My younger sister and I grew up without our father in the home. I witnessed violence, abuse, drugs, and even the death of several of my friends during my childhood. But in spite of all of that, I became the first in my family to graduate from high school, go to college, purchased my first home before I graduated from college, started my first business at the age of 22, moved my mother out of the ghetto, became the youngest professor in my state at the age of 24, worked for the Florida governor's office, and completed my doctorate degree all before the age of 30. And to top it off, I was happily married to my teenage sweetheart, and I had a son of my very own. So from the outside looking in, I had achieved what most would consider the American dream. But although I succeeded as a male, I unfortunately failed as a man. Now I know what you're asking, how did I possibly fail? Well, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I didn't become a man until I was 33 years old. See, it was at the age of 33 that I first met what I called a real man, a godly man, a man by the name of Howard Mintz. Howard, a husband and father of 8 children, generously and patiently demonstrated to me what it really took to be a spiritual husband, father, and leader. In the home, on the job, in the church, and even in the community. Leading by example, Howard showed me what it took to be the kind of man God had called and created me to be. Now, prior to meeting Howard, like most men, I was trying to be a man by trial and error. And although I grew up in the church as a boy, before Howard stepped into my life, I had never been mentored and discipled by a godly man. Now, as a result, I'm in my 40s now, but I spent the first 30 plus years of my life wasting my wealth, risking my health, ruining my marriage, disappointing my family, undermining my integrity, and almost destroying my life. But God saved that boy that I lost in my childhood, and Howard helped me rebuild and refine the man. Now I'm on a personal mission to make sure that no boy or man will ever have to go 3 decades before being mentored and discipled by a man like Howard. Now, in addition to mentoring and discipling young men myself, I've chosen to use my extensive background in education to launch a multimedia men's movement called the RealMenConnect.com network to help good men become great men God's way. My mission is to mobilize, mentor, and multiply any man who desires to be the husband, father, and spiritual leader God called and created him to be. But I know I can't do it alone, so I'm going to need help. So I'd like for you to join me in this movement to mobilize, mentor, and multiply great men by partnering with us spiritually through your prayers, professionally by sharing this resource through your social networks, and even financially. Help us expand our reach to those who need it the most. We want to strengthen every man by breaking down racial, cultural, and church denominational barriers. See, this isn't about race, it's about grace. I believe if one man like Howard could change my life, what would happen if we could mobilize and multiply thousands more just like Howard? So to find out more about how you can partner with us, just email us at realmenconnect@gmail.com. And remember, a man is a terrible thing to waste. Thank you for your support, and God bless.